What's going on, guys? Welcome to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and I've been holding this one off just a little bit because I wanted to let a lot of them come out first. So we're going to be talking about zone effects, or area effects, or Esper effects, whatever you want to call them. I think I'm going to call them area effects or zone effects because Esper effects aren't really the most precise term. But I really wanted to hold off on this video for a bit because I wanted to make more. I wanted to have more out, because if there's only like three or four, then there would not be much to talk about. So now I researched and I digged and I clawed and I translated a whole bunch of them. So we got literally every single one so far of this video. Make sure you guys check the date of the video if you're watching this in the future, because there may be some that are missing. So introductionary. Since this is already in global, it might not even really need much of an introduction unless you're a new player. So zone or area effect can basically stack on top of other buffs. They are separate from battle buffs, and for example, Nyx in the future, Evasion Awakened Nyx, he has a light imperil that can stack with a light imperil. So for example, if you have 120% light imperil that you use on one of your DPS, or just anyone who can do 120% light imperil, and if you use this, it'll be another additional 25%. On top of that, it stacks. Because it's an overhead effect. It's separate from everything else. So, with that explanation, with that introduction out of the way, let's get into the first one. The first one is Gilgamesh, and only with his spear equipped, so he doesn't get an ability with it. But I mean, he has so many things with him already. If you guys don't know much about Gilgamesh Evasion Awakened, go check out some of my videos on that. I just recently did a trial where I used 2 of them. So when his spear equipped, you get the zone effect. Remember, guys, this is separate from anything else. So for example, if you had someone who could do a limit burst damage buff, but then you put this on him and then use his zone effect, you get another 75% on top of that. So there's that. And I'm not going to be, this is not a tier list, by the way, this time around. This is not this. I'm just listing them all, just how I found them and how I researched them, but I will be scoring them, or at least telling you what I think. So this one, since it's free and Gilgamesh is already really amazing, this is a really good effect. Of course, limit burst damage up 75% more on top of whatever else you can put on is really good. So definitely a very good one, and very accessible as long as you get that. Unfortunately, for some reason, I didn't craft the spear, so I'm never going to be able to have that effect. So don't miss out on when it comes out, by the way. This is the way the Farrah banner is when that comes out, when Gilgamesh comes out. Next one is Terra, and most of you guys may already be familiar with this because it is in global now. But for anyone who does not know, the first effect, when she's summoning Ifrit, Shiva, or Rama, you get a 25% magic boost to the element that you summon. For example, if you summon Ifrit, you get fire, so on and so forth. To all areas though, so guys, make sure you're not fighting any enemies that do those elements, because they also get that boost. Most times it won't. I don't think it ever matters. It almost never comes up to where you're boosting the enemy's fire, magic damage, or something else. Never comes out because it's it'd be a big coincidence if you did that, and if you just, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. The second effect is in our limit burst, and our brave shift, in our normal form, 25% limit burst damage boost to all areas, which this does not mean anything because bosses can't use limit bursts yet. They can't use limit bursts really at all, so this is not a problem whatsoever. So with that being out of the way, it's good for now. It probably will hold the test of time for a long time, but you never know. Power creep is kind of one of those things in this game, right, guys? You guys know about power creep by now. So we don't know if this is ever going to be that good, or is it going to be bad? Who knows? For now, it's amazing, and it'll also go well with Vivi, because he can do all 3 of those elements. So with Vivi, Terra's kind of like a match made in heaven, really. Vivi and Terra together, so Vivi can chain and she can finish, and she can boost whatever element that you want to use. So actually, Terra and Vivi together is like an amazing combination. And the future Vivi, the Neovision base Vivi, not the 7-star one, by the way. Although he does have that reflected thing as well, I think just the Neovision Vivi is a lot better. Got Farrah here, which is the same thing as Terra, except it's the reverse. So instead of magical, it would be physical damage increase by 25% for water, earth, and lightning if you summon Leviathan, Golem, or Rama. And her secondary effect is in her normal Luna Burst, it increases physical wind damage by 25%, which is pretty good because there isn't many that can do that. So Farrah is in a league of her own because she has physical damage increase instead of magical, unlike Terra. So this is quite good. The biggest problem is the cost of her the base Luna Burst. I don't know. If you're not using her as a finisher and you just want to use her as a booster, it's going to be kind of hard to use the secondary effect because it costs 100 Lunafreya crystals, which is ridiculous. The first effect is easy to get off. If you just bring her for the first effect, of course, she's great for that. So a very good first effect. The second effect, you're probably going to get that off anyways because it's very similar, actually very similar to Lunafreya, Oracle Lunafreya, where when she's using her finish, she summons the thing, the zone effect, so you're going to get that damage off. Unfortunately for Farrah, her finisher is magic or evoked magic kind of fate, kind of going on. So unfortunately, you're not going to really get much for that boost. But for anyone else, it's good. So the Elric brothers also have a cooldown effect for their zone effect, and it's 150% defense buff. It's okay, not that great. In fact, you're probably never going to use it really unless you really want it. I mean, yes, 150% buff for defense is good, but I don't know. It doesn't scream amazing. It's kind of like a lukewarm ability. Like you're probably never going to use it because you'd rather be using other abilities. So not that good is my opinion. Not that good. It's okay. I mean, yes, I know you guys are going to tell me it's a 150% buff for free. Yes, it's good, but like you have to do a lot of other things with them. I don't think they have time to be using that ability. They have a lot of other stuff they have to do. So lukewarm for me on that one. And Nyx. For some reason the music didn't play again. Oh well. Anyways, so we got Nyx here. His effect in his Brave Shift form. If you use his little person in his Brave Shift form, you get a 25% light imperil, which I already mentioned. So like that's why I put the extra there. So you get an extra light imperil of 25% to all enemies. And it's not one of those things where it's also on your side. No. It's only for the enemy, which is good. For all enemies, of course, which is nice. So if, for example, you have 120% imperil for light, now you get another 25% on top of that, which is very good. But in terms of practical use, I mean, Nyx is okay as a breaker, but like, what else is he going to be doing really? So it doesn't seem that amazing unless you're using it for like dark visions, I suppose. But even then, there's probably going to be a way you're going to be able to use him eventually, because there's a lot of other units that didn't really see much use, but now they're seeing a lot more use in trials and things because you have to be more role compressive. So I'm sure eventually you might see some use. But for right now, it's just kind of like a whatever kind of thing. And moving on to Aranea. Remember guys, this is not a tier list. I'm just listing them off. So, just saying. We got Aranea with her Brave Shift Luna Burst, providing 25% attack to all allies. Remember guys, again, this can be stacked on top of your other buffs. So if you do a 300% attack buff on your TPS cooldown, you get 25% on top of that. So it's quite good. Aranea unfortunately isn't very good. So one of the only things you do to bring her along is for this. Maybe she can be your finisher too, but her finishing capability is not very good because TDH Dragoon. And I know some people are trying to argue like, oh, just make her true to wield. Well, now you have to sacrifice a whole bunch of equipment to make her true to wield. That's the problem with TDH Dragoons. They're just not very good because true to wield Dragoons can hit twice, or this one can only hit once. And I thought maybe it's just the variants would be good. No, not good enough. That's why they made Noctis and Ard and True to Wield, because they forgot about they gave up on the TDH Dragoon thing. It's just terrible. So this one's pretty good. You could probably make it work. You could probably make it work. Oracle Lunafreya, one of the newest ones. So very similar to Terra. When you summon Shiva, Rama, or Titan, you get magic damage boost. Magic element damage boost of 25% ice, lightning, and earth. The secondary effect, which you'll always get off because you want to finish with her, is you'll get a 25% water magic damage increase with her Luna Burst in a Brave Shift form, which is very good. So this is top tier stuff. She'll always get her Brave Shift off, Luna Burst off, because she'll want to finish with that. So you'll always have the the water damage summon, which is good. I don't really use the other ones yet, but the secondary effect, of course, is top notch. So agree with that. This one's non-global. Cooldown effect of 150% defense and spirit buff for all allies. Unfortunately, he's a 7-star and doesn't really bring much to the table. So unfortunately, this is kind of like a dud. I think that this one's better than the Elric Brothers one because it does defense and spirit, but he's more of a dud than almost anyone on this list because he's a 7-star and he doesn't really do anything. He's not really worth bringing along for this, so definitely a thumbs down for now until maybe he gets an Evasion Awakening, but probably never going to happen anytime soon. This one will be coming to the global side very soon. When summoning, you get 25% light magic damage boost, and now this might seem really tempting to you because she does light magic and light evoke and stuff like that. However, and I'm probably going to say this again in my review for her, but she does not have infinite turns. You have a limited time in her Brave Shift form, and this is taking up one of the turns because she can only summon it in her Brave Shift form. If you could do this in a normal form, that would not be a big deal at all. But unfortunately, it's in a Brave Shift form. Now you're wasting a turn to summon this, and you're not getting your damage off. So it's good, but one of them has to sacrifice their turn in order to summon it. So it's a little unfortunate. I think that is good, but it would only be better if it was infinite turns. Then it wouldn't matter. You could just summon it and it would not be a big deal. So unfortunately, that's just not that amazing. And let's move on to the next ones. This is an effect that should have been coming to global already, but the Tower event is not here, so I don't know when she's going to come out. But she's a free unit, of course, because she's just the Brave Shift this is just the Brave Shift image of Untamed World. If you know, she's the New Vision Awakening form. So I didn't even know this one. Of course, I researched all these that were not in global already. When summoning in a Brave Shift form and you have to summon Fenrir, you get 25% evasion for all allies. It sounds amazing on paper. On actual practice, not really that good because honestly, in my experience of playing this game for many years now, anything less than 100% evasion is just not very good. And no, this is not Mirage stacks or anything like that you would expect from Fenrir. Nope. This is just flat 25% evasion. It's just not very good. I wouldn't waste my time doing this, unfortunately. For new players like, oh my god, 25% evasion. No. Because most likely you're going to be getting hit because bosses do multiple hits per turn. And some of them have like damage, like moves that can go through provoke. So relying on 25% evasion is just not very good. Unfortunately, this is kind of a thumbs down for me. The unit itself is good, it's just the effect is not very good. And I believe, at least for now, this is the last one. This one's on global already. So when you summon in a Brave Shift form, in his Brave Shift form, you get fire physical damage 25% for all allies. I don't know why it's physical. He's not a physical damage dealer in his Brave Shift form, and you shouldn't be using his normal form. So I'm not really sure why that is. Probably a waste of time, unless you're using another, like you're using him as a DPS, so he's not going to be a side DPS because he doesn't do anything on the side. He's supposed to be in the main DPS slot. So his effect is just not very good unless you're doing like Dark Visions or something, I suppose. But other than that, just not a very good effect. And the same thing with the same curse with Bahamut Fina, or Draconian Princess Fina, I guess I should be calling her. It's the same thing here. He doesn't have infinite turns. I'm pretty sure on that. I could check that real quick. Okay, I double checked, so then there wouldn't be someone in the comment section saying, actually he does. No, he doesn't. He does not have infinite turns, so this is a waste of time. It's honestly just, in my opinion, this is a waste of time. And I'm not just saying that to be negative. I've done a lot of these area effects and I've trained them. I've researched a lot of this stuff, so it just doesn't seem that good. It seems like a waste of time. So that's all the area effects for now, guys. There probably will be more in the future, but that's all that I have for you for right now. So if you guys really appreciate all my digging and research and looking back and finding a bunch of things and translating everything, make sure you leave a like on the video. Can we at least get 100 likes? It definitely seems like there's less interest in Brave Exvius right now on my channel, or at least on my channel at least. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys want to see. This video in particular was a video that someone in my subscriber base wanted to see. So if you guys have any videos you guys want to see, please let me know in the comment section down below. And if you watch all the way to the end, we'll just type to do what I asked, please. And if you have any video requests, there's no hashtag word this time because I want you guys to give me some video requests of things you guys want to see. Because I know the tier lists are the biggest thing in this genre. Everybody wants to see a tier list, but if I make a tier list every single day, I'm gonna be burnt out. I don't want to make my whole channel all about tier lists. I know that gets the most views, but I want to do other stuff too. So there will be a best or like good weapons tier list type thing coming soon. Probably next weekend though, because I don't have any time. Maybe I'll be able to do it throughout the week. Yeah, I'll be able to work on it. So I've been talking way too long, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in the very next one.